What is up, everyone? 1 second. Camera does not want to work. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hell? 1 second. Ugh. Had to turn the camera back on and off again. Another day, another, time with streaming issues, I guess. Thankfully, it happened at the beginning of the stream. What's up, everyone? Happy Thursday. I am sore. I just got back from the gym. So, pardon if you see me eating. I literally got home, jumped in the shower, got something to eat, and then here I am. It's not even my planned stream day. I'm just here. I don't know, I have this guilt whenever I want to play a game, like I wanted to play Helldivers later, and if I'm just playing a game, I don't know. I don't feel like I can do it. Call that trauma from a past relationship. Did you try turning it off and on again? How about unplug it and plug it in again? Yes, I did that. What's up, Hans? How's it going? All right, Vampire, what did you put in the Discord? What did you put in the Discord? All right, let me get my headphones here. My upper body is sore. My ass is sore all the way down to my calves. Oh, that was a good workout, though. Okay, so hold up. Let's get this pulled up here. Oh yeah, it probably helps if I check to make sure.
Front, left, front, right.
The audio coming through. I didn't really do my pre-checks like I normally do. That an Aeron chair? Yeah, I bought it used
Left.
about a year or so ago, and it's a really great chair, and then I refurbed a couple of parts on it myself and then added a headrest to it. Yeah, the headrest is nice. It's an aftermarket headrest. Alright, so what did you send me?
Most controversial websites are now suing the UK for trying to censor the internet. So this all started when the UK...
Vampire, you beat me to the punch. I was gonna talk about this, but I guess we can. Alright.
picking a fight with 4chan by demanding that they force ID verifications on their anonymous users under the Online Safety Act by legally threatening them with a massive fine and up to 2 years in prison if they didn't comply, even though 4chan is a US company. And at first, 4chan responded super formally, saying that American businesses do not surrender their First Amendment rights, but now they're going a step further and teaming up with Kiwi Farms to sue the UK in the US federal court. And the wild part is that if you actually go through the lawsuit, you can see 4chan...
Yeah, I was learning about this earlier.
Literally saying that America already fought a war in 1776 so that we wouldn't have to listen to the UK. And the lawsuit argues that the Online Safety Act just doesn't apply in the US.
Vampire, I was literally reading the legal documents earlier on this. I was going to talk about it. I just didn't check the Discord because I was busy working.
Because, at least for now, anonymous posting and free speech are still legal here. It just makes no sense that the UK wants to police how the rest of the world operates online, but the timeline where the so-called internet hate machine is the one fighting to save free speech is just a wild one to be living in, and if they do win, it could stop foreign governments from trying to censor everything.
So what I was going to talk about regarding this was basically, this is a litmus test, more or less. What I mean by that is there's a reason why Ofcom is going after 4chan and Kiwi Farms. Now, let me make this very clear. I am by no means saying I am a fan of these two things. But the reason why they're going after the most controversial things is because they want to win and set a precedent, basically going after what they feel is the strongest cases. Because we all know 4chan and Kiwi Farms has had a lot of issues. Okay? But, as we experienced that, America, you have freedom of speech. Now, of course, you can't do things like yell fire in a crowded theater, you know, make actual threats, things like that. There are limitations to it. However, the UK seems to have a vested interest in returning to their empirical roots of trying to restore their empire, and somehow got upset that the colonies have gotten their freedom. What they alluded to earlier is we literally had a revolutionary war over Britain, in part censoring the speech of Americans. This debate, as far as I'm concerned, and bear in mind, if you've seen my content, you know I'm not one of those, you know, for lack of a better term, because I just finished working out, you know, the MAGA people, the, you know, the diehard conservatives, all of that. I'm your pragmatic, probably, as I would say, left-leaning libertarian, if anything. But I'm not a leftist. Let's make that very clear. I still lean more towards I don't want government involved in a lot of things, but I do believe government should have at least a safety net there for everyone. But I digress. The UK is definitely overreaching in their power and overstepping, and I don't think they understand their place in the world. You want to go and restrict the rights of your own people in your own country? Not that I necessarily agree with it. You have more power to do that. But the second you go around trying to restrict the freedoms and speech and liberties and rights of people outside your borders, it becomes an issue. And where I'm saying the UK is forgetting their place in the world is, for better or worse, the majority of tech companies, internet products, sites that you want to go to are American companies. That is the reality of it. And the thing is, Kiwi Farms, to my knowledge, as well as 4chan, to my knowledge, have no presence in the UK. And to be fined and censored across the pond, that is just outrageous. There's no other way to get around it. Are you an anarchist? Not really. At most, I would consider myself a minarchist, which I believe that government should be reduced to its minimum functioning pieces to basically establish a safety net for everyone, but get the hell out of our lives, for the most part. That's how I view things. Like, I do believe in healthcare being considered a safety net, for one thing. I know many people will disagree with me on that. I'm definitely not one of those people that's going to be like, driver's licenses are an infringement upon your freedoms. There are some people that definitely shouldn't be driving on the road. Let's put it that way. Okay? That explained enough there. I'm not really an anarchist, except when we're talking about crypto anarchy, which is a totally different other idea of things, which you can read the Crypto Anarchist Manifesto by Timothy C. May, I believe it was, in the 1980s. And more or less, his premonitions and writings of the 1980s are coming true. He was very ahead of his time. But yeah, what's up, Bedrock? Anyway, yeah, I was going to talk about this earlier. But yeah, I've been kind of touching on it. Saying crypto, I'm planning to open a crypto-only physical store. Let me make this very clear. In this community, crypto means cryptography, not cryptocurrency. When we talk about cryptocurrency, we are going to generally refer to it as cryptocurrency. When we are talking about cryptography, we can call that crypto in our community. Yeah, you have nothing to apologize for. I look at crypto in the same way as when you go to the crypto village in DEF CON, the crypto and privacy village. They have an entire village for cryptocurrency. You understand? And I think crypto bros have ruined cryptocurrency. I have an entire video I plan to have on that eventually, but I'm still getting back to my groove from being back from DEF CON and working out and everything like that. Anyway, they definitely have overstepped their bounds in the UK. And the EU chat control is not going to be much better. Because here's the thing. There are so many different American-based communication platforms. Think about Facebook. They have a secret messenger. WhatsApp, for better or worse, I'm not a fan of WhatsApp because Meta owns them now. It used to be a great app before they bought it. They'd have to implement these same things that EU chat control wants. In the UK Online Safety Act is an infringement upon not just the British and United Kingdom citizens' liberties, but also, as we're seeing, an infringement upon internet citizens around the world. Because if they're trying to go after the USA and say they have to respect UK Online Safety Act, despite not being on their board in their country, what's to stop them from going after every other country that has a platform they don't agree with? Maybe they'll just one day say, hey, there's a site in Myanmar. We don't agree with them. Maybe there's a site over in Germany or Switzerland. And then start finding these companies in these countries. It's a really effed situation when you think about it. Because when I am, for example, in the United States, I should only be subject to the laws of the country that I am currently in. Is that a DEF CON emblem? Yeah, that's DEF CON. DEF CON flag. DEF CON flag. DEF CON shirt. See? DEF CON. This was one of the t-shirts from this year's DEF CON. Yeah, I went to DEF CON, if you can't tell. I was there for an entire week. It was great. I hung out with plenty of friends. I have my DEF CON debrief video coming out. I have the script written for it. I got to refine it a little bit more, and then I got to record it. I'm probably going to get around to that this weekend. But it's Labor Day weekend. So my plan is to at least record the video Saturday, maybe get around to editing it that Saturday or Sunday, and hopefully have it out for Labor Day. No promises, but that's hopefully my plan. But you know what they say, man plans, God laughs. So, anyway, yeah. The whole situation when it comes to the censorship attempts by many different governments, including our own U.S. government, I don't know if you heard, in the U.S., they're trying to push the Screen Act, the COSA Act, or it's kind of redundant because Kids Online Safety Act. They have Mississippi passed an ID requirement law where Blue Sky does not have the resources to implement an identity verification system on their main server, but I do have to make a call out to Blue Sky because I see something as a failure on their part. Now, don't get me wrong, I like Blue Sky as a platform, but if you weren't on my Blue Sky, and you're not following me, and you should be, you'll see earlier today I actually said Blue Sky dropped the ball not pushing decentralization harder. With Mississippi's new law requiring ID checks, hosting your own PDS personal data server, which is a thing you can do in Blue Sky, could bypass B-Sky app infrastructure doing it. If there was ever a time to push decentralization options, it's now. Because Blue Sky, and Mastodon, too, just to make that clear, Mastodon, got both, they are decentralized, as to opposed to Twitter, and Facebook, and TikTok, and YouTube. Which means, eventually, I'm waiting for OAuth to be established inside of Blue Sky before I do this, I'm going to host my own personal data server. You can host your own small data server. You can get like a Raspberry Pi if you want, hook it in. And then I can log into that PDS and then get access to the entire Blue Sky network. In the same way that I already do that with Mastodon in my own private server. Okay? So, anyone that tells me to moderate my own server in ways I don't agree with can go pound sand. In the PDS, very similar. Think the end of de minimis is going to impact costs of Meshtastic and PC peripherals? Oh, abso-frickin-lutely. The end of the de minimis exemption rule is going to not allow us to import goods that were less than $800 without an additional customs fee, a tariff, if you will. This is actually how a lot of 3D printers came into the United States. Prusa, one of my favorite 3D printer companies, specifically marketed their printers and sold them at less than $800 to get around this. And it's going to impact a lot of people, the hobbyists and everything, because a lot of us rely on inexpensive parts coming from China. And there's a lot of these parts that we can't get in the US. And a lot of these electronics that people are saying, oh, you can just buy it from this American company. Where do you think they're getting their components? From China. It's going to make everything more expensive. Now, as far as PC components go, the de minimis exemption isn't really going to change much there, because most of those parts you're buying from US vendors that are already stateside. You're buying them from Amazon, Newegg, Micro Center, or if you really are bottom of the barrel, you're going to Best Buy. I'm sorry, Best Buy is just not that great. I haven't been to a Best Buy in like 10 years. And those companies are buying their products in large batches. So it's not the de minimis exemption that will affect them. It's the overall tariff war that Trump is doing that is going to then raise the prices of all of our electronic components. Because they're buying things in bulk and have to pay customs for that, which then means that cost gets passed on to us, the consumer. No matter what way you look at it. Oh, I forgot to turn on my little RGB box. It's really a proof point speaker they gave me for attending one of their talks. No matter what way you look at it, Donald Trump is imposing a tax on the United States citizenry. That is what a tariff is. And if you think otherwise, go read a damn textbook. We learned this in school. When I was learning history, and we talked about, was it the Hawley-Smoot Act, which is the actual act that exacerbated the Depression because America threw itself into this protectionist idea. And that harmed us. And Donald Trump's policies are going to harm us. And the problem is, when it comes to a lot of policies that presidents enact, you generally don't feel the full effects of it until often towards the end or after the presidency. That's the reality of things. So, you know, yeah, there's just a lot of issues with it. It's going to cause a lot of pain. It's going to cause a lot of suffering. They've already done estimates that the average American family is probably going to be paying several $1,000s more per year on the same items. And I don't know, excuse me, I don't know if y'all have been paying attention to your grocery carts when you leave the store. You're buying less stuff and spending more money. I remember when I got my Costco membership years ago, before the pandemic, I was able to fill my entire cart, get what I needed for about $150, $200. Brisket, chicken, you know, everything I needed, that'd be what I needed for 2 weeks. And then I go to like Trader Joe's and stuff like that to add my little odds and ends, the little ethnic stores around here, like the Mexican shops and other things like that. Now, I go to Costco. I'm getting pretty much the same stuff, dog food, everything that I used to get from Costco. And I am spending close to $350 every time I go. I'm not buying anything extravagant. I'm getting, apples, bananas, chicken, the same brisket, beef ribs, all of that. I try to buy as economically as I can. And I cook my own meals. I've cut out eating out and ordering in as much as possible. And it still isn't feeling like enough. And by all means, I'm not in poverty. I'm in cybersecurity. I'm not towards the higher end of the pay scale, but where I'm at, the cost of living is reasonable, and I'm making more than the median household, which makes me wonder, how is the average household managing to get by? That blows my mind. And I'm saying this as someone that came from a family that actually, my parents got divorced. And of course, unfortunately, that, throws finances into disarray. I remember there were situations where I literally had utilities cut off growing up. And, things like that happen. So I know what it's like to actually, be, suffering. Luckily, I haven't gone without food or anything like that. There's been times like that. But yeah, you're getting your first IT cert tomorrow? Awesome! Congratulations and happy hacking, bud. Teacher told me the job for cybersecurity is very competitive, especially if you're new and wanting an entry-level job in IT. The entry level is very competitive. Breaking into the IT and cybersecurity field is the hardest part of this field. I will be honest with you. And from what I understand, it's even harder than when I tried doing it, originally. And then once you get experience and everything, it seems to be easier to get hired and move on. But it's very tough there. Did you know that there's an app that you can get food from stores that are throwing out food that day? Yeah, I know there's stuff like that. And I think that's great because a lot of that food gets thrown out, and then I don't like food waste. Do you think sites like Try Hack Me and Hack the Box are good for beginners in cybersecurity? They're okay. But the honest truth is hands-on experience is always going to be better, and they are in very controlled environments. Because here's the honest truth. A lot of people on those platforms, not saying they only have these, they want to go into red teaming. They want to go into pen testing. The problem is that is the hardest part of cybersecurity to break into. And the best pen testers that I know were either doing this way before. Like one of my buddies, he's in his early 20s. He's a great pen tester. He got into the field, but the reason why he got into the field is he's been doing this since he was like 15, 16 years old. He's a great dude. Parrot Assassin. He's going to get back into doing more content and everything. He runs Parrot CTFs. Great kid. I love that dude. And he is really talented. But he is the exception to the rule. Because the majority of pen testers that I come across that are worth their weight usually came from Blue Team first. Because they understand the infrastructure. I've run into so many people that want to be into pen testing and don't know their ass from a hole in the ground when it comes to zero trust network access, enterprise, networking, identity and access management, and a lot of the systems. And they're just like, well, I can use this CVE. And I'm like, yeah, well, I could do this, and this, which is in basic networks, and that's not going to help you. What do I think of Bernie Sanders? Just like every politician, he's not perfect. I think he's well-intentioned, but, I have my issues at times. There was the bill that he was actually backing many years ago. I can't remember the specifics of it, but it was actually approving of some toxic waste, I think, being dumped in, Texas or something like that. I'd have to look it up. I remember there was something like that. I'm not a fan, particularly, of any politician. I used to be. And then I realized politicians are pretty much all the same, whether they're left, right, or whatever in between. Look, even if I ran for politics, I'm sure there's people that are going to have the same view about me. The reality is that they're humans and they are fallible. They will make their best attempt, but I will say this. I firmly believe that if the Democratic Party did not, if you think I'm an anarchist, you haven't paid attention to my content, buddy. But I firmly believe that Bernie Sanders, if the Democratic Party didn't screw him over, would have actually won not only the Democratic nomination because of the superdelegate issue, but would have won the presidency, and Donald Trump would have never been an issue. I still say by far, out of every option that we've had so far since 2016, when given the options of like Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, and many of the other runners that were in both sides, Bernie Sanders was probably the better option. Might have had healthcare then. Yeah, we may have. But I'm not really subscribed to any political party. Once upon a time I may have been, but now I'm a free agent. I voted to prove the point that I'm not an anarchist. My ballots have been Libertarian, Green, Republican, and Democrat across local, federal, and county offices. I don't look at party affiliation so much as I actually study the individual candidates and what they stand for and their different policies. What exactly is your job role and what is the expected range of salary of your role? I'm a cybersecurity engineer. It really depends geographically where you're at. Like in New York, my position can probably get you $130K to $180K. In the Midwest, it can get you probably anywhere from $70K to $120, $130K. But yeah. It a lot of these jobs vary immensely based on geographical region for what the pay scale is. So like if you happen to get a remote job in California or New York, you're definitely going to get paid a lot more than, say, you are working in Michigan, for example. But, yeah. I'm so old, I broke into the cybersecurity before it was a field. Yeah, Crypto Knight, you probably broke in back when it was, probably even before it was InfoSec. How you doing, buddy? We missed you at DEF CON. Yeah, InfoSec was a whole different thing. You had like what? Some people even had it as just what? Communication security. I have an architect at work that told me he actually had to do maintenance on the Cisco routers when he was in the Air Force. And I think it was Milnet or something like that. One of the first military internets. And he literally had to take it down to replace a network card. And basically took down the entire military network for 20 seconds while he's swapping out these cards. It was part of the job he had to do. But he was sitting there like, not realizing what he was doing at the time until like, he was told what just happened. It was part of his job. He wasn't in trouble or anything like that. It literally was part of what he had to do. They had some maintenance to do. Have I ever been to Morocco? Yes. I have family in Morocco. I plan to be back there someday. Hopefully I can get some time next year. We'll see how it shakes out. There's so many things up in the air, unfortunately. Especially with the way things are going in terms of expenses and all that. Nationwide. Hacker in the 80s. There weren't really many hackers. You were more phone freakers at the time. I mean, there were hackers, but phone freaking was more of the rage, if I remember. The good old 2600 hertz. If you know, you know. In the future, you're going to retire in the USA? Not at the current rate things are going. Nope. I don't know what the world stage will be like in a few decades from now, but depending on how it shakes up, don't summon phone freaking or you will summon him. Yeah, this shirt is great. One of the reasons why I always buy all the DEF CON shirts that are available is the DEF CON shirts are awesome. They're not only great shirts that have great style, but the material they use is great. How viable is it to afford in the US these days? It's really not for many people. It is outrageously expensive. I have a friend that just bought one for about $300,000. Nothing much to look at. And we're in a not expensive part of the country. I'm talking about the Freak from Hackers movie. Give it a flu shot! I'm not familiar with the LORAN positioning system, unless you're talking about LoRa. Let me look that up. Positioning system. Long range navigation. Oh, radio navigation. Wait, that's a World War II system. Yeah. That's been decommed. Yeah, that was been decommed in 2010 because GPS superseded it. Do you seek ways to make your life more efficient? Absolutely. I like hacking my life. I'm always trying to find ways to make my life a little bit more efficient, because if I make my life more efficient, that means I can spend less time doing the thing and more time doing the other things I plan to do. Can I give examples? Yeah. One example is I actually made a budget sheet of what my expenses are every paycheck. So I calculated how much I make from every paycheck. And with that spreadsheet, many people don't know this, you can go to credit union and you can have up to 99 savings accounts. So basically I modernized the envelope system. I have a savings account for every expense. My pet insurance, my car insurance, my electric bill, my gas bill, my internet bill, my cell phone bill, so on and so forth. And it's budgeted out. So immediately when my paycheck hits, my first thing in the morning is I go through and I move the certain amount of money I budgeted in every single bucket. And then I know exactly how much I have to go have fun with. Exactly how much went into my Roth IRA, how much I set aside to buy a little bit of Bitcoin. Most of the time I convert it to Monero. Which, by the way, I put far more in my Roth IRA and 401k than I do cryptocurrency. It's just a little fun money thing that I use for some research and stuff like that. Like I spend Monero when I'm at DEF CON, at the Monero booth. A few other places. But yeah, that saves me a lot of time and hassle, because a lot of people are usually like, can I spend this money? Can I afford this? Can I afford that? And I'm sitting here like, yeah, I can. I know exactly how much I can afford, what I can plan to do, and it makes my life a lot easier for whenever I do things. Last stream you recommended Parrot over Collie. After trying it, I have to say I'm impressed by Parrot. Yep, That's pretty much the common sentiment every time someone actually tries Parrot OS after using Kali. Parrot OS is actually designed to be used daily. Kali is a nice springboard to start off with, but a lot of the hype around it is basically because that's what most people know, because that's what OffSec uses and endorses and in sports, and they kind of tell you to use that for when you're going for your OSCP or whatever. They're trashing our rights, hack the planet. Absolutely. But yeah, there's quite a few things that I do to optimize my life. That's one of them. There's other things, like I've 3D printed things around the house. Like, for example, I have an eyeglass holder right next to my mirror. I 3D printed just a little, loop with a screw in. And I put my glasses there, and I take a shower. I establish routines to do a lot of those things. So I prefer Hack the Box Academy over Try Hack Me. Is it necessary to go through Try Hack Me first? You're talking to a guy that actually hasn't done either one of those. I'm not saying they're bad. And I will always advocate for home labbing. Tinkering, building your own stuff, getting it together. There's actually a guide in my Discord. If you look at the pin post in the general channel, one of the community members, HBX, shared a PDF with about 600 pages of cybersecurity related projects that you can do primarily with open source software that costs you almost nothing except the basic hardware that you have to pick up, and a lot of it you can get secondhand inexpensively. Are you into OSINT? A little bit. Why not use Kali in a VM? You can, but if you're going to have it bare metal on a machine, Parrot OS is a little bit better. Do blueteamlabs.online. More on-demand skill. Makes sense. Listen to Crypto Knight. He has great advice. He is the sage. He's old enough to be one. That'll work for me. I have a laptop with a bad GPU I can use. There you go. Home labbing is generally the way I recommend people to go, because you get hands-on skills you can actually apply. The honest truth, and I hate to say it this way, is Try Hack Me and Hack the Box. They're great to learn little things here and there. But insofar as getting a job and having those skills and, that translate into being hireable, it doesn't work out that well. Employers want to see that you can work with technologies. Can you terraform? Do you know Python, Bash, PowerShell? Do you understand Linux, Mac, and or Windows? Do you understand Active Directory? Do you understand, what is it called? Not IPFS. LDAP. For that, do you understand identity and access management systems? Do you understand networking? Do you understand, all these different concepts that go in? How often do you use your VM? A few times a week here. On this computer, a few times a week. Especially when I need a sandbox. On my work computer, almost daily. Because Windows Subsystem for Linux counts as a virtual machine. Yeah. I have 5 years in Amazon IT, so for the most part, I'm good on some of that. Good. Hey, Sikne. Bonjour. Metric or Imperial? Well, if you've seen my content, you know I do metric. Some things I'm still Imperial on because you have to in this country. The distance to something is usually in metric. Imperial. But I prefer metric. The US should switch to metric. My entire house is in Celsius. I was having Colonel Dump could not get over the fact that every time he's like, what's the temperature out here? And I'd be like, bro, it's 43. What is your Discord link? It's in the bio. Or you can go to discord.chiefgeek3d.com, which then 302s it to the link. But, yeah. Links in bio. All my socials are in my bio. You got the YouTubes, the Twitch, the Kick, the TikTok, which you may be already on. You've got the Matrix, the Mastodon, the Blue Sky, the Discord. All of it's there. After you live overseas, you realize Metric's just a lot easier to use, and it's easier to actually gauge what clothes you need for the weather. 0 to 10? All right, it's going to be... If it's, let me put it this way. If it's, 20 to 30 degrees, usually decent weather. You're going to need some shorts, lighter, affair. If it gets below 20, 10 to 20, jacket weather. 0 to 10, heavier jacket. Below 0, heavy jacket. You ever hacked or defaced a website in the 90s when you were younger? If so, willing to tell about it? How do you think I am? Ain't even you're 40. Well, Kryptonite says yes. He's old enough to make that comment. In the 90s, I wasn't even 10. I was born in the 90s. So there was another thing I wanted to show. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Did y'all hear that TransUnion had hackers steal 4.4 million customers' personal information? Which, once again, is why I say we need to end the practice of Social Security numbers. And credit bureaus are an archaic practice that should die off. In fact, we didn't even have credit scores before these things. So, yeah. Yeah. This is effed. They're saying, it wasn't, too much information, but can you really believe them? I mean, Equifax was tight-lipped about their stuff, but, yeah. They claim no credit information was accessed, but provided no immediate evidence for the claim. The data breach did not specify what specific types of personal data were broken. So, who wants to take a wild guess as to what they're going to actually do to rectify this? They're just going to give you free credit monitoring. That's it. That's basically what they're going to do. Oh, here's $20 and some free credit monitoring. We're sorry. I'm so tired of this. I'm so tired of this attitude when it comes to very sensitive things. And we've even had, was it the National Public Data Breach, which was the largest one. We had a lot of, we had the Equifax thing many years ago. It's just effed. But now, I don't know if you knew this, Nevada was apparently compromised. My understanding is, I think it was ransomware at the state level. So the state government of Nevada apparently was not able to operate. There was a statewide outage impacting almost every state agency's operations, and connectivity to impact safety and health and human services fields needs to take priority over DMV services. So, they were... This happened after DEF CON. Now, I'm no way saying that DEF CON was involved with this. I'm being serious. It was probably just some other, person or group, most likely, that actually attacked them. But the problem is, most governments do not take cybersecurity seriously. We've already seen many governments, there's been many cities that were compromised, and then actually persecuted and prosecuted the people that were giving ethical disclosures. They also are very ignorant in politics of how cybersecurity works. They claimed a journalist was illegally hacking the election site because the journalist was showing a flaw in the election site for voter registration data and was revealing PII and threatened to arrest that journalist. This was a few years ago. I think it was Iowa, Idaho. I forget which specific state it was a few years ago. But this is an issue. And city and county, local city, county governments aren't any better. They're actually in a worse position than anything. And that's for two reasons. One, they don't look at it as actual priority, ironically, to protect their own citizens' information. And two, they refuse to pay cybersecurity professionals at the market rate. So the unfortunate reality is, and I have seen this firsthand, many of the people that work for the government at state and local levels are not the best. Because the people that actually are worth their salt are often in the public sector. I mean private sector, sorry. In the public sector, it doesn't really happen much. And they have the other issue of people were often getting promoted over seniority rather than meritocracy. And that's a big problem. So, yeah. There is a big problem at sector. I barely know her. Oh god, you're back with your little puns. But yeah, so it's an issue. I don't know how we're going to rectify until politicians collectively understand the problems with the modern world in terms of their security and decide to do something about it, but they probably won't because they choose to remain ignorant of the issues that are facing the country at the various levels of government. And not just the US, it's many other countries too. Even in private company, lots of office politics. Well, yeah, but the office politics are by far, in many cases, better than the actual politics that you have to do. Because the other problem is when you're dealing with local, state, and even federal governments, a new administration comes in, replaces everything, often undoes the work and progress that you had of the prior years, so you can never get a real, true, consistent timeline of how you improve things, because a lot of cybersecurity overhauls can't just happen in like a 2 to 4 year span. Usually it's a project that needs to take on a multi-year plan. So it's a problem. You love my puns and you know it. I actually do listen to you. I know you do. I'm just teasing you. But, want to see how bad government is, cyber? Look at how many jobs are available in InfoSec for local or state government. Do you mean like in positions open, or do you mean just they're not there? Because, I mean, I've seen it go both ways. But then the issue is they have so many positions open because there's two problems. Government takes so long to hire, does not offer a lot of good pay and benefits, so a lot of the people that are qualified for the positions don't want to work there. Generally speaking, it may often be a good entry point, but people quickly leave. Did you see the Gamers Nexus video that got faked claim? Do you mean the DMCA claim from Bloomberg? Yeah, we covered that the other stream. That one. What tool or software can I use if I want to encrypt my files or folders on my PC? Well, it depends on what you really want to do with it, but there's Veracrypt, which is great for general purpose encryption. You can create a container and then put your files in there and then encrypt and decrypt it as needed. You can also use Veracrypt to encrypt the entire drive, but if you're using Linux, which is and you want to encrypt it at rest, you can encrypt an entire drive using Lux. And that's actually what I do with my Linux boxes. So they are encrypted when shut down. Okay, then if you're using Linux, Lux encrypt all your devices, and then use Veracrypt for your little containers. I use both. Lux is always my basic thing. Just like my one Windows box over here has, what do they call it? Their encryption scheme, I can't remember what the hell it is called for me. It's not Bitwarden. It's not Bitdefender. God, my brain is fried today. ZFS encryption if you have a NAS. Problem with ZFS encryption is it's dependent upon if you use ZFS, and not every NAS is going to be using ZFS. So, make a backup of the headers as well. Yes. See if you lost the game. Vampire, I am banning you. I have not lost the game for several years. McAfee, JK. Look, I actually got to meet John McAfee, may he rest in peace. And John McAfee did not even like McAfee antivirus. There's actually a YouTube video, which I cannot play here, because the last time that happened, my TikTok got banned. But I'm just going to say, it is hilarious, it is not safe for work, and don't play it while kids are around. It's on YouTube. It's called McAfee Uninstalling McAfee. It was a video John McAfee put out. Thank me later after you watch it. Yeah, it's been a minute since getting game. I want to learn more about IoT devices. Where's a good place to start? That's a very wide topic. I mean, you're really just talking about Internet of Things. I mean, really, it's a device that, you know, is connected to the internet, but does not really have an interface. Like, for example, this key lighting I have Elgato key lights. Those are IoT devices. They connect over the Wi-Fi for my computer to see them. Those are IoT devices. The Nest thermostat I have. There's a lot of different devices. So I say the best way to learn about IoT devices is, one, set up a firewall with networking that you can actually log the traffic, stuff like that. And you can monitor the traffic. Two, play with Arduinos, play with Raspberry Pis, play with a lot of those single board computing platforms, and you can potentially build your own IoT devices. And that will lead you down that path. And for the love of God, isolate your IoT devices to another VLAN. And then I have, I forget what the feature's called. God, my brain is fried. Multicast something that allows me to see the devices across the thing, my VLANs and everything. But yeah. Yep. VLAN. And the great thing about VLANs is you can just create as many VLANs as you want. Too much wine. No such thing. There's no such thing as too much wine. Which is my key. If I have an Android phone, what cool tech stuff should I try? Well, it depends on what phone you have. Because a lot of Android phones, you can't do too much with. That's the honest truth. But generally, my Android is a Pixel. And I put Graphene OS on it. That's what I do with it. But the real cool stuff isn't really on Android. It's when you're using a full-fledged computer running Linux, even on a Raspberry Pi. Android's just a phone, at the end of the day. But it's still very limited in what you can actually do, because it's phone hardware. Did you hear about Google basically killing Android? No more APKs? Yes, I heard about it. I have an entire script I'm working on for another YouTube video to discuss it. I just haven't gotten around to recording it. Hoping that's one of the videos I can knock out on Saturday. That and my DEF CON debrief video. There's so many different things that I'm trying to at least write. And what I often do is throughout the week, I word vomit out what I want to do in a writer. Just free flow, thoughts of conscious. And then I take that word vomit and I put it into an LLM. And then I go back and forth with it to format it to the way I want it to be, to better flow and everything, and correct things. And then I actually put that on my teleprompter, read it, record the video, edit it, put slides, and yeah. But he used to write. I use LibreOffice. I don't need to overcomplicate this. Just use a regular text editor. The amount of IoT devices on the market connect to the server just happens to be in China. Well, yeah, it happens quite a bit. Because China makes a lot of those. Hope the UK loses again, 4chan and Kiwi. Yeah, I hope so too. It would be a sad day if the United States gives up their sovereignty for companies across the pond to suddenly take away our rights and freedoms just because another country doesn't like what we do on our soil outside their country. It'd be one thing if I were in the UK and I violate UK law while I'm in the UK. Okay? That would be one thing. But if you're in the United States, you should not be subject to UK law. Same as if you're in another country. Plain and simple. But yeah, there's quite a bit effed with that whole situation. And apparently there is another thing that HBX shared in the Discord community. Anthropic's auto-clicking AI Chrome extension raises browser hijacking concerns. Malicious websites can embed visible commands that AI agents will follow blindly. So this is the concern with a lot of AI stuff, and this goes back to the concept of garbage in, garbage out. So this is from Ars Technica. So as we know, in the tech world, reliable journalism. I mean that seriously. I kind of sounded sarcastic with that. But anyway, AI assistants, basically are becoming a little assistive tools, and, apparently Anthropic has an auto-clicking AI Chrome extension, and supposedly it's to, builds on Anthropic's computer use capability, which the company released in a computer use as an experimental feature that allows Claude to take screenshots and control a user's mouse cursor to perform tasks, but the new Chrome extension provides more direct browser integration. So they have a video here. Let's see what they're showing here. I gotta mute this. There's only music, so there's a little extension there. Okay, how can I help you? And then you can literally have it go through. Yeah, that's going to be quite dangerous if you have it clicking things for you, because we've all talked about how there's hidden fields. Because one of the things I actually do for blocking bots, just one of the many things that I do, is I actually add hidden fields to forms. And if that hidden form field has any data entered into it when it's submitted, I know that's a bot because it's hidden to the human user that would actually see that page when it renders. And then that submission gets thrown into a quarantine, and depending on how egregious it is, it's thrown into the trash. You can't goon without a license in the UK. Yeah, well, the UK just doesn't care about freedom. And I'm not saying that in the, dumb political sense, someone that, is going to say, 1776, we praise Daddy Trump. You're not going to get that out of me. I'm saying that in the objectionable sense. The UK has lost the ability to understand that their citizens deserve rights and freedoms. To the point that the UK is even going after the United States companies to try to have them follow UK law while in the US. Hard times we're in. But yeah, this clicking of things through AI is going to be a problem. It is going to be a problem. It really is. There's no way about it. No ifs, ands, or buts. You will never see me use an extension like this that, you know, clicks things and all that. I would rather spend the extra time to not potentially be compromised. Oh, what did you put? Okay, so what is this you have? The social security numbers at risk? Okay, so I saw this being posted earlier, Vampire. You know, it's kind of annoying. You click on a link. Okay, can I just show you? This is really annoying with TikTok when you go to get videos, okay? People are interacting with my things, and then it blocks the view when you're on a desktop, okay? All right. And then it starts muted. So, there we go.
Getting new social security numbers, or at least we might need them, because it turns out the Doge team, the teenage hackers, uploaded
God damn it, big balls!
all of our social security information to a cloud server.
That was one of the,
Secure. The chief intelligence officer at the Social Security office,
people there.
who happens to be a Navy veteran, filed a whistleblower complaint saying that Doge uploaded all of our live information to this server. It includes all our information: social security, address, date of birth, family data. And even though, as of now, there are no reports that this data has been breached, it really is a dangerous situation.
Yep.
The fact that we had these teenagers inside of our government playing with data as they please is kind of ridiculous to begin with. And now we're all at risk. So this is actually going to cost us more money. It is official. Doge has actually cost the American people and the government a lot more money because they haven't done anything to help us.
So here's the thing. This is not news if you actually watch my content. This is not news. I was talking about this early on. I said, you give these kids this access. They don't understand identity access management. They don't understand classification of data. They don't understand all this stuff. They were messing with the COBOL mainframe databases that are, you know, that then like, well, there's people in the system that are like, you know, 100 and something years old. And it turns out it's because that's how COBOL functions, because they're zero in terms of their where time begins is a little bit further than the epoch that we have with a modern time system. So yeah, this is not really news, and if you're just learning out about this, you haven't been paying attention or thinking critically about the entire situation while it was happening. Everyone in the cybersecurity community, when we learned what Elon Musk was doing with Doge, we started going, this is no good. It was, I guess the best way you can say it was basically, you know,
brother, what's that?
And then, you know what? After that, we end up going, you know, with people are just going around saying, you know, well, you know, they're doing it again. They're doing it again. And the cybersecurity community is just coming around going like,
how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
you know, it's not really news to anyone that this is happening. And you should have been paying attention all this time. Because they did this in the start. This has been almost a year of this administration. They talked about how they were installing servers without oversight to siphon data to feed it to LLM AI early on. From a kid that apparently, if I remember, hold on, I want to make sure I got this right. He was fired, I think, for something. The guy was also assaulted recently, and then I think, like, wasn't he fired from a previous job, if I recall, because he was selling company secrets or something like that? Yeah, this is what happened was when you hire script kiddies. Absolutely. And the reality is, everyone treats Elon Musk because he's the tech savant, but the reality is he's not a tech savant. He doesn't understand half the technology that he's dealing with. He's been making so many tech promises for so many years. What Elon Musk has is a lot of money because he was born into money. And, you know, rich families can make more money off of their money. And most of his wealth is based on Tesla stock, and he sells a bunch of this BS, and then you have these Tesla influencers, you know, the Elongelicals, going around talking about how, you know, Elon Musk is going to be releasing full self-driving. He's been promising full self-driving cars for how long? Like 10 years? Tesla's car stock is a meme stock. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It is way out of whack when it comes to the fundamentals. Elon doesn't even know car look at his Cybertruck. Yeah, absolutely. The Cybertruck was the first car that Elon designed. And look at the quality issues with it. They literally have to put a mode on, from my understanding, to have it go through a car wash, because you can brick that car in a car wash. That car cannot off-road. That car can't off-road. That car is not legal in so many countries. Yeah, the Cybertruck looks like something I drew in second grade. It looks like the cars that we would have driven in 1970s arcade games when the first 3D stuff started popping out. Maybe the early 80s, but you get my point. You know, like with the green lines, and then, you know, you're shooting pixels. Yeah, that. It's not a great car. It really isn't. And I've been in Teslas, and it's this funny thing that almost everyone that has a Tesla has so much cope for their Tesla. I've been in Teslas that have almost killed me several times. That is not an embellishment. I have literally seen where the car, you know, they're on the road, like literally going down the road just so we can go to a restaurant, and then the car couldn't figure out what lane it wanted to be, and it was starting to do this, and he had to take over. I was in another incident, no, not me, another person I know, happened to be in a car where they were going on the highway. There was a pole. The Tesla could not see the pole in front of it, almost went straight into the barrier. There was another incident with a Tesla, and these are all things that I have, you know, been able to corroborate from people I know personally. This isn't friend of a friend things. This is, yo, this just happened. Where they literally put the AI on a car in a parking lot, and suddenly it made a hard right turn and almost went up the curb. Almost hit a tree. There was another time, I had so many of these stories. And this all happened, by the way, when you're like, oh, that must have been early days of Tesla. This all happened within the past year and a half. There's another time, it almost rammed into a parking lot fence. Another time, it almost ran through the gate of the parking lot area. And the cope that I always hear, because I've seen this from several people that I know that own Tesla. Oh, they fixed it in this update. Oh, they fixed this in this update. Bro, you told me that last update when it almost killed me, and then the next one comes around, and then it's like, oh, well, they fixed it in this update. No. The problem with Tesla cars is he cheaped out with the sensors in it. Namely the fact that it's relying on visual sensors. But let's look at the reality of you as a human. Do you yourself only rely on your vision? No. You have your 5 senses. Touch, taste, smell, hearing, and seeing. So the reality is, cars need an additional system on top of them, because cameras can get blinded. You can blind a Tesla really easily. Yes, you can. I have done it. We have proven this. And I didn't even have to do anything complicated. Just face the car directly in the right sunlight at the right angle during a bright day. And that is why I'm a proponent of LiDAR. You need additional sensors around this to actually get 6 senses. Okay, yeah, 6 senses. Oh yeah, hearing. Don't Teslas break down in car washes? Yes, I just talked about that earlier. I would go for a Ford before a Tesla. Absolutely, I would rather go for a fix or repair daily than I would a Tesla. Blind a Tesla with a $5 ONN universal TV remote. You should play Dunk Hunt VR. I don't really do VR games because 1, I don't have the space, and 2, it's very expensive to actually do that stuff. He's only afloat because he has rich buddies. He can even badmouth Trump. Yeah. That's really it. The reality is, Elon is kind of getting to the point where he's overextended because he doesn't have a lot of liquid cash. He keeps having to do things with Tesla stock. That's why he has this outrageous pay package with Tesla stock. He's very close to screwing himself. Very close. Yeah. It's just annoying. I was going to say get a Quest, but that's Facebook. No, if I were to get a VR system, it would be a Valve Index. It would be Valve. Straightforward. Because they have native Linux support. I have confirmed this. Because y'all know, I only game on Linux. We're going to be gaming on Linux in a little bit. Because I started playing Helldivers 2 again. Not that I'm a hardcore gamer, but yeah. Rift works perfectly. I don't know. I'd rather give Valve the money. Like a SpaceX company, but that's my own opinion. Well, I don't know how long SpaceX is really going to last if Elon keeps doing what he's doing. The problem is, with Elon's association to Donald Trump, he's alienated a lot of people. And I don't remember the specifics, but I remember he lost a SpaceX deal for launching some satellites or something because he badmouthed a billionaire that was going to launch satellites. Let me see if I can remember where I found this. Hold on. This is a few months ago. SpaceX loses deal. I want to say it was Mexico. Yep, Mexican billionaire Carlos Slim cuts ties with Elon Musk's Starlink. It was Starlink. Sorry. Got that a little wrong there. Costing Musk $7 billion after a controversial tweet. He lost $7 billion because of one singular tweet. Elon Musk is the epitome of, you are chronically online. Probably worse than most of the people on 4chan, and needs to go touch some grass. Like, look at this. All right. He retweeted this post. I wonder if it's going to pull up. Okay. Carlos Slim is a Mexican billionaire worth over $70 billion. He's the largest shareholder in publicly traded shares of the New York Times. He is also known to have significant ties to the drug cartels in Mexico. You don't become a billionaire in Mexico without being part of the network that is controlled and protected. This is, of course, you know, if you're called Wall Street Mav, yeah, this is one of those Elon-gelicals. And then what does Elon do? He retweets it with just that emoji. This is the epitome of, dude, you run multiple companies. Just shut the hell up. You know, like, this is bad PR. Like, the guy is running his own PR, obviously, and is doing a bad job of it. And Slim announced his plans to redirect his 5-year Starlink projects to European and Chinese companies, further diminishing the U.S.'s commercial presence in the region. $7 billion deal because of one tweet. And this was, Slim's company, America Mobile, announced a massive $22 billion investment over the next 3 years to enhance its network, signaling a major strategic shift in Latin America's telecommunication industry. The decision is expected to deliver a financial blow to Starlink, which had anticipated a profitable partnership in the region. Tensions between the two business moguls reportedly escalated after Musk shared a controversial tweet implying Slim had connections to organized crime. Yeah. Say what you will. But this is a boneheaded move when you're in a position of business. Like, the Cracker Barrel CEO that did that whole massive, stupid rollout, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was estimated to be a $700 million rebrand, and apparently the company is worth $1.2 billion. He is doing better than Elon Musk. Maybe not financially, but in terms of, reputation. Yeah, she did a really boneheaded move with, trying to get rid of the whole nostalgia, and then apparently go into marketing companies to get the most basic logo that you probably could have done with AI and Canva for probably millions of dollars, then rebranding the entire, store to get the, it to be modernized, when the whole point of Cracker Barrel was the nostalgia you were going for, according to everyone that I've talked to for that. But yeah. HTC Vive works on Linux, the internet says. Yeah, but with Valve, I can actually make sure it actually works with Linux completely, and that they'll have, proper support for it. That's just my opinion on it. I'm sure the other systems work, but it's one of those, they say it works versus I know it works. You get what I'm saying? Because Valve has actually invested so much in making sure gaming on Linux works. But, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, that was, yeah. Oh, hold on. There's another thing here. I don't want to read that. Oh, speaking of SpaceX. This apparently came out on Yahoo News. SpaceX is losing a staggering amount of money every time one of its starships explodes. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Even after nearly 10 launches, the behemoth spacecraft has yet to successfully visit space and then come back safely to Earth, even a single time. But NASA is nonetheless relying on it to ferry astronauts from the moon's orbit down to the surface just over 2 years from now. Starship record, 9 full-scale tests have ended in explosions shortly after launch, explosions in space, and crashes in the ocean. It's a steep goal. The company is preparing for its 10th test flight on Sunday evening, once again attempting to get the rocket's booster off the ground and back in one piece. In theory, according to SpaceX, during the flight, Starship will target multiple in-space objectives, including the deployment of 8 Starlink simulators. It's been a couple of arduous years riddled with successes and even more setbacks, which have cost the private space company an enormous amount of money. It's also not cheap. Insider sources told Bloomberg in new reporting each Starship prototype costs hundreds of millions, not billions, of dollars to build, highlighting the astronomical cost of SpaceX's unique iterative design approach to developing the world's most powerful rocket. It's eye-wateringly expensive that so far delivered muted results. The mess is also reportedly starting to affect the company's fundraising efforts. According to Bloomberg, with investors balking at a proposed $500 billion valuation. Yeah. Let's see. Come up with contingency plans, allocating an additional $4 billion for the space agency and Boeing's massively expensive space launch system. Yeah. If he can't deliver, that's going to be very expensive, and that's a little risky of a proposition as well, with, that much money. As a total beginner in hacking and cybersecurity, what would be your tip I should learn first? Base concepts. Networking. networking is the building blocks of the modern world. Understand networking. Then from there, build on top of it. Home lab, tinker. Learn especially on the blue team side of things. Everyone wants to focus on being a red teamer, but here's the reality. The best people that know how to attack a system know how to defend a system. Because once you know how to defend a system, you think about the flaws in those systems. Did they configure this? Did they configure that? But yeah. What is the one by Jeff Bezos called? Blue, I think it is. Hold on. Oh, what the? Jeff Bezos Star Company. Space Company game. Blue Origin. Yeah. I knew it was Blue something. I couldn't remember what it was. Musk said did some dumb. What a surprise. Yeah, I mean, it's not a shock at this point. But, yeah. This whole world is kind of crazy. But, anyway. Let's get into a little bit of gaming on Linux. Change my title over here. That's primarily what I went on tonight for. I need to redo my password for my backup encryption. I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. Better name than SpaceX. Yeah. Do you think McInnes can hack NASA again? I'm familiar with that one. My brain is so fried after the gym and the work day I had. Now, let's go fight for democracy, shall we? I find it interesting, though, that, Sony, which I believe is the parent company of this game, I could be mistaken, actually allowed, you know, Xbox players on. Laser sight with flashlight, muzzle, extendo. Oh, I gotta level up. Okay, so we got marksman rifle, submachine gun, shotgun, energy rifle, a secondary, the Redeemer. I still gotta level up again. And Steam were hating on PlayStation until they let Xbox. Well, I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that,
Let the enemy
this is my theory. So they lost a lot of players because they, cut off, a lot of their audience, as I recall. So, they had to actually go seek another audience.
Orbit synchronized.
Okay, so we're gonna want a machine gun, guard dog rover. No. Yeah, we'll go with the machine gun this time. Fine. Yeah, we'll go with the precision strike. Oh. So I can. Okay. Alright, we're ready up.
Hellpod launch initiated.
Can you hack NASA? No. It's foolish to think that one person can hack an entire government agency. There's usually organized groups behind it. Unless you're extremely lucky to fish someone in some really bad security stances.
Go now. Save this planet from infestation.
Okay. Let's see.
Sending down equipment package. Sending down support weapon.
Yeah, this is live. I see a lack of motivation. No, you're seeing a guy that actually lives in the reality of the world. The problem is Hollywood has sold us this idea that there are these, like, people that actually, you know, like, hack an entire government or that. Like, I think a lot of people have played Watch Dogs and believed a little bit too much, for example. Just get into the mainframe. Most companies don't have a mainframe these days. That's a flamethrower. Nice. Oh, shit. Alright. Let's back up.
Have a taste of democracy!
That all of them? I hear some others. Oh God, we got a bug breach. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Helldiver lost. Sending
Shit.
request approved. Reinforcements have been launched.
Reporting to the front.
At least I got my stuff back.
Allied destroyer joining squadron. Deploying Helldiver.
Oh, look, I got a friend. Oh, God. We got a fat ass over there. Let you get your shit.
Heavy, northwest, 50 meters. Mag's empty. Get some! Get some!
Ooh, that was getting close.
Deploying Helldiver to combat zone.
God damn it. I kept hitting C instead of V for the stim.
Reinforcing.
Request approved. Deploying reinforcements.
Ready to liberate. Requesting sentry.
Shit, 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 shit. I'm going down. I'm taking you with me. Ultra Fern did an episode on Jonathan James who hacked into NASA computers. Yeah, that was probably way back in the day. In a modern infrastructure, not quite as easy as you think. Gotcha. There we are. That's what I was looking for.
Another diver for the cause.
Using that RFID thing that people hack TVs with. Y'all have seen too much Hollywood stuff. An RFID thing, the Flipper Zero, won't really do what you think it is. That's what you're probably thinking of the Flipper Zero. It doesn't work that way. What are my PC specs? I got them all listed over on the Twitch side of things, but the 5950X and the 3070 with 64 gigs of RAM. And of course I'm running Pop! OS Linux. Oh, someone called a resupply?
New mag!
Extraction is available.
Reloading! Dropping a pin. Southwest. Far.
Now, what's over here? VS Code is best for that job. Wait, what? Use SQL injection, add, then execute code. Y'all are just throwing terms out without understanding what you're talking about. Where are you going to SQL inject things? What, some random form to get into a random website? Compromising a website ain't the same thing as compromising an org.
Mission at 30 minutes remaining.
There is where you come in, I am the bright. Oh, goddamn, you ran right in front of me, you schmuck.
You may proceed to extraction when ready.
Oh, we got a bug hive.
Bug outpost destroyed.
Say hello to democracy!
Allied destroyer joining squadron. Deploying Helldiver to combat zone.
Back empty!
I'll shoot you in the ass. Eat shit and die. Oh, God. That was close.
Reinforcing orbital!
I'm getting stuck over there. This Battleground 6? No, this is Helldivers 2.
Reporting to the front. Injury? What injury? Calling down support weapon. Requesting advanced weaponry.
Alright, come on. I wanted to check this out because, apparently all the Xbox players are here now. And we can show them, you know, keyboard and mouse is superior.
Heavy, south, 50 meters. Orbital strike. Going into tagging, never mind. South. Throwing grenade.
Oh, we got a meteor storm. That's just freaking great.
Throwing grenade.
Outpost destroyed.
Oh.
Requesting orbital. Reinforcing.
Shit. I killed myself. I'm using Pop! OS Linux.
Calling in reinforcements.
Request approved. Deploying reinforcements.
Democracy has landed.
Okay. My stuff is over here. Oh, there it is. I'm using NVIDIA. How many tasks like this can you do at one time? What do you mean tasks? Like in the game? Do a few, but yeah. Gotta regroup with my team. Could never get Linux to work so smoothly. It's not that hard. I just installed Pop! OS. It did most of the heavy lifting, including the NVIDIA drivers. It's really easy these days. Valve has made gaming on Linux incredibly easy.
Out of ammo. Sweet liberty, my leg. Canister's empty. Mag's empty.
Oh.
Last reload.
I see you. I see you. In hell.
Orbital inbound.
Objective nearby.
Bug outpost spotted. Prepare to exterminate.
Oh, this is a light bug nest? Funny how that works. Oh, goddamn.
Injury? What injury? How about a nice cup of liver tea? Mag's empty. Mag's empty. Out of ammo.
This one supply. Oh, we finished. We depleted the supplies.
Sample collected.
All right. Moving on. I hear bugs.
Calling down a support weapon.
Oh, we got an anti-material rifle over there. That's good for some decently heavy stuff, but I'm more of a machine gunner. It's Helldivers 2. Nope, nope, nope. God damn it. I couldn't see.
Reinforcing. Point me to the enemy. You man! Got tunnel free!
God damn it. Spawn die, spawn die, spawn die.
Reinforcing!
Why would you throw it right where the bugs are? God damn it.
Ready to liberate. Fire in the hole!
You just killed me with your laser. God damn it.
Democracy needs me! Calling in reinforcements! Calling down supply!
If you don't want to feel old, look in the Discord. I will in a sec, but I think you can see I'm a little bit busy.
Democracy has landed!
Oh, this is where I died apparently last time. God damn it. That was our last reinforce. Oh, and this is the extraction point too. We got meteors.
Blasting advance rapidly! Habitation democracy!
Extraction request confirmed. Shuttle inbound.
Requesting
Get off this rock.
new mag! Calling down a sentry! On tunnel free!
T-minus 1 minute, 30 seconds.
Character's empty! New mag! I need scams! How'd you like the taste of freedom? I need scams!
ETA T-minus 1 minute.
What injury? Flash reload!
Goddamn. And y'all use the resupply. This is gonna be a tight one. Okay, can we hold out for 30 seconds? What the hell?
T-minus 20 seconds.
Reinforcing!
T-minus 10 seconds. Arriving at coordinates.
God damn it. I didn't make it.
Pelican 1 landing in progress.
Half of our team got lost. We spent all of our reinforcements because they kept throwing my reinforcement right in the middle of the freaking hot bugs. You know, spawn, die, spawn, die, spawn, die. Just like real estate, Helldivers is all about location, 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 location.
Pelican 1 preparing to depart. Shuttle launch in 20 seconds. Extraction complete. Pelican 1 beginning ascent.
Oh, because I got 3 level 0s. That's why.
Liberty smiles upon your triumph.
Unremarkable performance. Like a Windows computer. Oh, they aren't level 0s, but yeah. It said that for a sec. I don't know why. Antennas are location, location, location too. Oh, yeah.
Helldiver, glad to have you on board.
I had the second most kills.
Left squadron.
Now that was what I call a prop.
How do I leave the squadron?
Destroyer has left squadron.
Oh, that solves it. Yes, yes we are. We are fighting for freedom. Ooh, and at least I got my rifle to level 3. I have to press and hold, then you equip it. And then we got a flash hider. Yeah, it's a great game. I haven't played it in like over a year, and I was like, hell, we're gonna do it. Especially because now we have all the Xbox players on there now. Who happen to suck! Okay, so let me take a look at the Discord that you have. Magic straws. Oh my god! These were life as a kid. These were life. Yeah. And now I feel old. Thank you, vampire.
I'd like to see the Illuminate try to control.
Thank you, vampire.
Mission coordinates locked. Hellpods prime. Engaging orbital thrusters.
Yeah, it's fun. Especially in a group, yeah. But none of my friends really play it anymore.
Hellpods prime.
What is this? Missile launcher.
Pod launch initiated.
Helldivers is run on Linux since day 0.
History will remember your deeds this day.
Deploying equipment package. Deploying support weapon.
God damn, I just landed and I'm already getting killed.
Request approved. Reinforcements on the way.
Point me to the enemy.
I don't have time to get a mortar. God damn it.
Sending replacement. Helldiver, you are moving outside the mission area.
Democracy has landed.
Sending down sentry.
Shit, I am so far.
That's called democracy! Attacking map.
Helldiver lost and sending replacement.
God damn. At least I dropped a grenade.
It's on the way.
Point me to the enemy. How'd you like to taste of freedom?
Reinforcement budget running low. Request approved. Reinforcements have been launched.
This is so hard to do solo.
Helldiver, you are moving outside the mission area. Helldiver, you are moving outside the mission area.
Have a taste of democracy! Ah! Throwing grenade!
They abandoned our mission and our execution was our only choice.
Helldiver, you are
Deprecated would continue a better world. Yeah, this is hard to do. I may not get this one. Especially if I keep landing inside of a...
Helldiver, you are moving outside the mission area.
Our heroes have fallen, but their bodies shall be removed
Ah!
and their losses restored.
Born in 2000, so that's 90 stuff like yeah. I failed that hard. I earned a 50% bonus on 0.
Welcome aboard, Helldiver. The Super Destroyer is yours.
Alright, I gotta take a quick break for a second. I need to hit the head. I need a bio break. So, I'll be right back. You might see ads, but you're not missing anything. We are back.
Helldiver, bring me back some squid guts.
All right, let's see. Got defend. What's over here?
This operation would hamstring the enemy's capabilities.
Kill terminates the thin numbers. Retrieve and transmit the vital research. Okay.
The Cirrus system.
Oh, I have this on challenging difficulty. I should probably reduce that. That might explain why I kept dying.
Jump complete. Mission coordinates locked. Hellpods prime.
We'll do that next mission. Let's go.
Hellpod launch initiated.
Training manual tips. Remember, freedom!
Let our enemies choke upon their territorial ambitions.
Sending down equipment package. Sending down support weapon.
Okay. I see you, little bugs. I found a nuclear cube in my Wonder Ball. Really?
Found something.
shit, I just hit the stim button.
Request approved. Deploying reinforcements.
Joining the fray.
Deploying sentry.
Pop up and do your thing, baby. God damn. Can get educated section on DEFCON site be useful for beginners, or we need intermediate level? Yeah, they have stuff for all people, all different levels. God damn it. When you're doing it solo, it's a little bit too challenging for me. It's, I'm on challenging difficulty.
Helldivers across the galaxy are fighting for every inch of territory. Where will you join them? Select an operation, Helldiver. The operation has failed. We must try again elsewhere.
Mission coordinates locked.
I just dropped it down to medium. Because I kept dying in challenging. Challenging is only really doable, I think, when you have buddies with you.
Orbit synchronized. Launch initiated.
When you go to the gym, do you do prep for the entire week? No. I mean, I have meals like kind of planned out, but not like pre-cooked or anything. I have my stack of pre-workout, intra-workout, and post-workout. That's about it. On top of, you know, good protein.
Remember this. Every day is a good day to die for democracy.
Sending down equipment package.
There's something here.
So what is here? God damn it, I need a second person. But I'm all alone. I got no one here beside me. My problems have all gone. There's no one here to deride me.
Found something.
Yep, some here. There we go. Ooh, a medal. I got friends on the other side. Yeah, pour one out for the homies. Alright, we got a bug nest over here. How we gonna do this?
Sending down sentry.
I got a fat ass rat on me. Droids and blood transfusions.
Bug outpost! Fire in the hole! Freedom forever!
Goddamn! My own mortar just hit me. If you're in a zombie apocalypse base on a game with one, would you say hell no to? Wait, what?
Get some! Get some!
If you were in a zombie apocalypse base on a game with one, would you say hell no to? With one what? Zombie?
Objective near your position. Objective critical stratagem available.
Oh, destroy all buildings. Okay.
Hellbomb request approved. On its way now.
Let's get the fuck out of here. God damn it.
Objective critical stratagem available. Hellbomb request approved. Deploying now.
Hellbomb armed! Clear the area!
Let's get out of here. I knew there was something extra I had to do. It's gonna explode. Like, which zombies from which game is scariest to you? That's a tough one. There's so many choices. I'd have to say the I Am Legend zombies. If we're not counting the, what you call it? The ones from, the cordyceps. Because are they really zombies? If they are, then I'd probably go with that. You don't think I said Left 4 Dead, be of the Wish zombie. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Left 4 Dead had some scary-ass ones. There was that Hulk zombie. I haven't played Left 4 Dead in a minute. I should.
How'd you like to taste some freedom?
God, that was close. That was a little too close. Hell no, because of the witch and the tank and the charger. Yeah, I know it's set to Schedule 1 category. The reason why is because otherwise TikTok gets a little bit sensitive about wanting to ban my stream. I've seen it. So the reason why I do that is I either set it to that or Wolfenstein. So that way, TikTok doesn't penalize me. I learned about this little trick after testing some things out. And I noticed that when it came to... Hey, do we got a buddy butt dropping in? Nice. Wait, where's the hatch?
Minutes remaining. Allied destroyer joining squadron, deploying Helldiver to combat zone.
Oh, shit.
Dropping package. I'm on the
I thought they were going to be scarier bugs.
I'll handle the terminal.
They should make zombie Olympics to find out who is the bed. Like Shaun of the Dead.
Package acquired. I'll handle the terminal. Dropping package.
Nope. God damn it.
Calling down fortification.
Gotta walk all the way around. Oh, shit.
You mag.
God damn it, we got a bug breach nearby. Yeah, if you're in Left 4 Dead and I heard the witch, I would sit in the chair and wait for my death because I know someone would go up for her. Yep. Oh, nice. Called for a strike.
Dropping a pin, northwest, 300 meters.
God damn it. See, this is why you don't plant stupid crap like that.
Another diver. Pause.
Request approved. Reinforcements have been launched.
Ready to liberate. You will never destroy our way of life.
Plants a frickin' minefield. Schmuck.
Bugs, northwest.
I'm betting that guy is playing on Xbox. Because I refuse to believe that any PC game player is that bad.
You're back. Throwing supply beacon. Dropping a pin. West, 300 meters.
Oh, he wants to go straight for the objective. I wanted to go for the bug nest. Have you ever played Subnautica? I have not. Which zombie you reckon could do it best? Do what best? Turn me into a zombie? I don't know. She'd have to be a hot zombie. I don't know. We got bugs nearby. Let's move on.
Main objective nearby.
Requesting sentry.
Sending down sentry.
Got a sample.
I'm hearing hissing, which means there'll be people to piss me off.
Requesting sentry. I'll handle the terminal.
There we go. That's why I like mortars a little bit more. Okay, we gotta find the citizens. They're right over here.
Pulling down fortifications.
We're safe now.
God damn. I hate that minefield shit. It never seems as effective as it should be.
Enemy patrol, northeast.
It's really them.
Alright, got about 30 or so seconds until I can call down another sentry. Alright, we got 7, 9 citizens. Alright. We gotta get 20. Played Red Alert 2? I have not. There's 11? How do we get 11? I think I had a good placement there. Schedule 1 got an overhaul. It surprises me how many people don't know the trick of using games that usually have more risky themes so that you don't get censored from TikTok live.
Requesting fortification. Calling down a sentry.
Have you ever played Tetris? Of course I have. Who hasn't played that?
You have accomplished Liberty's will. Extract at your discretion.
Tagging map, northeast, 200 meters.
Let's go clear some bugs. Someone about CS and you told me about PF Sense for beginning. What is your opinion? I totally agree with that. I started with PF Sense way back when as well. That's how I got started with networking, and that's how I regularly tell people. Bit of a waste. Dude, you are wasting your stratagems.
Bag's empty.
I did not see that. Alright, let's go get this bug nest.
down fortifications. Calling in orbital strike.
Firing orbital strike.
Oh yeah. That was a nice long throw. Dude, why did you do that?
Calling in an orbital strike.
And the motherfucker. You mined the entire field, so now I have to watch my goddamn step around here. I do not want to play with this guy again. Because he does a stupid mine shit.
Proceed to extraction when ready.
Fire in the hole.
Outpost destroyed.
And if he were smarter with his mines, it wouldn't be such a problem. But no, he just throws it around. Twerking would be more useful than how he uses his mines.
Tagging map. South. Far. Calling down supplies. A little shot of liberty.
Have you ever played with Lego system? Like actual Legos? Yeah, of course I have. Who hasn't? Who played with someone's heart? Don't go playing with my heart. With my heart.
Northwest.
You may proceed to extraction.
Alright, let's get to extraction then, I guess. Kind of surprised you can just hump around on this water here and then nothing pops out to kill me. I'm probably gonna, like, die as soon as I say that, but it's the truth. I did not die. I will survive.
Sample collected.
Alright. I guess we're gonna continue on. I do not like how quiet it is.
Requesting sentry. Requesting sentry. down fortifications. Bugs, southeast. Sample collected.
Have you ever dated someone emotionally incapable? Oh, yeah. Now, she played with my heart. She was toxic with a capital T. Well, it's about Black Arch, and I'd compare it with Parrot OS and Kali. It's just another solution out there. I mean, pick an axe head and stick with it. All I'm saying is Kali was never really meant for you to daily drive it. I mean, Black Arch is fine if you use Arch, but I prefer Debian systems. They're a little easier to maintain than, say, Arch. Unless, you know, you're starving for that attention your parents never gave you and you never like to touch grass, then Arch is a great choice for you. Shit. Alright, reload, come on. Isn't 2,000 plus tools? I think it has like that. Yeah, it's Parrot OS. They all basically have the same tools, and you can always install more tools. I don't know why people are so stuck on, like, what is the best Linux? There's many different ways to get the same way, but Kali's one of those rare exceptions where it's like, no, it's not meant for, you know, daily driving.
ETA T-minus 30 seconds. ETA T-minus 20 seconds.
Alright, come on. Come on. Come on.
This is Pelican 1. I have visual on the extraction zone. Pelican 1 landing sequence initiated. Watch where you're standing.
What would be worst entry Linux? Arch. Arch and Cubes OS would probably be the worst ones to start as a beginner. They both require at least some intermediate knowledge. Do you think Linux will ban sideloading? Fuck no!
Democracy prevails once more.
You see, Linux was designed around freedom from the get-go. Google co-opted Linux to make their little thing. I think we will be controller like can't even goon in peace. It's dependent on OpenSUSE. I've used it before, but it's more popular in Europe than it is in the US. It's okay, but I haven't used it in years, honestly. Yep, most kills, shots fired, shots hit. I used the most stims. I died once.
Mission accomplished, Helldiver. One small step for democracy. One giant.
Yay! I leveled up my gun. My comm teacher in high school is using the same installation from the 1990s. I mean, why? Here's your opinion about Temple OS. It's a fun little meme distribution, if that's what you're asking.
Coordinates locked. Hellpods prime. Engaging orbital thrusters.
Watch Dogs 2 gameplay win.
Orbit synchronized.
When I finished the first Watch Dogs, I have to go back playing that. I just, haven't. Can you make Linux look like Windows XP? Yeah. You can customize it however you want.
Hellpod launch initiated.
What's up, Tick Tick Time? Yeah. DEF CON was a few weeks ago. I'm probably gonna be at GurCon though in a few weeks.
Show these alien invaders no mercy.
Sending down equipment package. Deploying sentry.
Oh, god damn it. I called down the wrong thing.
Sending down support weapon.
Never understood Arch users spending so much time making your OS look special with anime wallpaper. I never got it either. And then post it on TikTok. Yeah. The problem is they don't know how to actually do anything more productive because they spend all that time making their OS look that way. I mean, yeah, you can customize your operating system. Ooh. But can you actually build infrastructure? Okay, maybe that wasn't too bad of an idea. But I gotta get out the hell of Dodge. Preferred Linux for hosting, whatever. Straight Debian, Ubuntu, or Red Hat.
Sub-objective in your vicinity.
God damn it. Wish I had my mortar. I really boned myself with that one. I was looking at Red Hat. Is that even free? No. You have to pay for a license, but for enterprise stuff, it is a lot better because you can actually pay for support from Red Hat in case there are issues. Amazon Linux, which is used by AWS, is based on Red Hat. And a lot of different company softwares are basing that you're going to be using some kind of RHEL Linux. Like, it used to be CentOS for a lot of these things, but now you have to use straight Red Hat or an Alma Linux, maybe even Fedora. What's the best Linux to customize and make it look like Windows 98? You can do that with any of them. It's the desktop environment, not the Linux, that actually allows you to do that. Yeah, I worked at Amazon. They use Linux, yeah. They had all sorts of Linux distributions you could install. One coming straight at me. But you thought I forgot about you, buddy? Okay.
Throwing grenade! Back empty! Have a taste of democracy! Dropping a pin. Tagging map.
Way to go around, get that research project.
Fire in the hole.
Deploying equipment package. Orbital strike incoming.
Time to reload. Fire in the hole. Look out, hole spotted! Freedom forever! Fire in the hole!
Okay, we got one more.
Throwing grenade!
There we go. Eat shit and die, motherfuckers. You can play Helldivers on Linux. Oh yeah, you've been able to play it for as long as the game's been around, to be honest. New to security, what do you recommend to have my first job, a master or OSCP? You're talking to a guy that started his cybersecurity career without any degrees or certifications. The best advice I will give you, learn experience. How do you do that? Home labbing, tinkering.
Main objective nearby.
I learned by getting secondhand computers as I was working through tech, and then building all sorts of random projects. Got my first job at an MSP. Learned a whole bunch of interesting things on the enterprise side. Worked there a couple of years. And then eventually became a full-time cybersecurity engineer after managing firewalls, servers, and a whole slew of...
Sending down sentry.
other things. People always think, oh, the degree or the cert's gonna help me get the job. The reality? No, the experience helps you way more. Makes me sleep. I literally go to bed with open VS Code. Yeah, I use coding. I do coding quite a bit. Not too much, but enough. GitHub project more efficient. Depends on what you're trying to do. But yeah, I have a GitHub. I built projects there. The job that hired me in part because of my GitHub focusing on automations. My Twitch automation for my Raspberry Pi and showing that I actually taught myself Python and to interact with APIs and stuff to post to Mastodon actually got me further along with my MSP experience. I got my CISSP certification after I got the job. They paid for it. As a pen tester? No, my advice, I'm going to be honest with you, it is the hardest thing to break into if you don't have any experience. Everyone wants to be a pen tester but doesn't realize you need more knowledge on a lot of those things, and the better path is start out blue teaming, learn the systems and all of that stuff, because if you go straight into pen testing, you ain't gonna know shit about the things you're gonna be pen testing. That's the honest truth.
Objective nearby.
Some of the best pen testers I know started out blue team because they understand the systems that they're actually attacking in enterprises and businesses. Yeah, start SOC. I'm a cybersecurity engineer, so I build things for the SOC.
Fire in the hole!
Helldiver lost. Sending replacement.
God damn it.
Request approved. Reinforcements on the way.
Reporting to the front.
Deploying equipment package.
I know everyone wants to be a pen tester because they're like, well, it looks cool and all that. They don't realize the path to it, and it's the hardest job to get started in. And everyone thinks, oh, I can just, go to school to be a pen tester. No. Most of the things about pen testing isn't taught in school. You learn it in the field because it's always evolving, and it's not just, oh, there's CVEs and all this stuff. There's a lot more involved to that whole security than just as simple as that. Yeah, no problem. Happy hacking, bud. And my advice would be also go networking in person to cybersecurity events. Local groups like DEF CON local groups, OWASPs. Check out your local B-sides.
Hellbomb. Request approved. Deploying now.
Question before, how do you find Morocco? If you visit my country, I'd be glad to meet you. I'm actually Moroccan. I'm just first generation Moroccan American. I was in Morocco, last year. My family's there. Some of my cousins. I do plan to go out there. I was hanging out in Casablanca for a business thing, then I went up to Rabat to visit my cousin out there.
Objective completed.
In fact, Morocco's on my short list to retire to one day. Although that's a few years away. Eventually, I want to see about claiming citizenship out there. You'd do if you rolled on your house. Have you seen my videos of when I was at the DEF CON shoot? About not Petya by Cyber News? I have not. Oh. Not that one specifically, but I remember when it was actually going around.
Deploying sentry.
You must watch that, believe me, you did a good job explaining everything. Man, I remember when I was having to deal with that stuff. I remember I was dealing with a company that actually, had, I think NotPetya was one of the ransomwares. If I remember, I had to deal with that. Don't need to relive it. Yeah, there's a few TikToks ago about me at the DEF CON shoot, if that's what you're asking. Okay. Stims. Alright. Raising the missile. That's not a euphemism for anything. Must have been a crazy day in the office that day. Yeah, it was. I remember the one time we got ransomware because someone actually attacked the network by sending malware through the fax machine's dial-up modem, and it crossed over the network interface. Because a lot of devices, printers specifically, didn't firewall the dial-up modem from the actual Ethernet side of it. It's crazy. I remember when that happened. It was, yeah. It was really interesting when I learned that was how we got compromised. Have you ever infected ransomware in your company since you have backdoor access? Fuck no. That's a surefire way to prison.
Liberty emerges victorious yet again. Extract when ready.
Dropping a pin.
Just drop the nuke. F everything and everyone in that direction.
You may proceed to extraction when ready.
How'd you avoid the naysayers to achieve goals? I didn't really have many naysayers in my life. I just did my thing. Well, the biggest naysayers was my mom's boyfriend, but I don't talk to my mom or her boyfriend. And they pretty much live in squalor now, so F them. And my mom can deal all with the retirement and her disability and all that herself. And I ain't gonna take care of her. You know, that's the rule of life. Parents should learn, be nice to your kids. They pick your nursing home. If I'm ever given that choice, I'm gonna put my mom in a box upstate in the middle of nowhere where no one can find her. Yeah, parents really don't care till they need you. So many parents, their retirement plan is their children. I've told my dad and my mom to go pound sand. Main PC, breath of fresh air. It's alright. I use Pop OS. I just like the Debian types more. That's me. You do you, boo-boo.
Mission at 20 minutes remaining.
Tagging map.
Well, that's moving from Windows, so anything's better. Yeah. People do not realize how bad Windows is, and I don't understand the excuse for the average person. For businesses, I understand, because not all your applications do run on Linux, and I get that. People that keep giving the excuse of, well, this certain game doesn't work on Linux, and I say, dude, there's tens of thousands of other games that you can entertain yourself with. Move on from that one game. I'm playing Helldivers. I was playing Watch Dogs the other day, and Tribes 2, and Warframe, and, I know people that play World of Warcraft on Linux. Every bit of gaming I've done in the past 10 years, a little bit more than that actually now, has been on Linux.
That's called democracy!
Extraction shuttle inbound. T-minus 1 minute, 30 seconds. Sending down equipment package.
Reminds me of my spaghetti. Mom's spaghetti. Oh, baby. Eat shit and die, motherfuckers. How long we got? We got 40 seconds. I'm not going to be able to get my mortar back in time.
ETA T-minus 30 seconds.
Have a taste of democracy!
ETA T-minus 20 seconds.
We're almost there.
ETA T-minus 10 seconds.
Oh, God. 10 seconds. Can we do it?
Pelican 1 approaching pickup. Pelican 1 landing in progress.
Let's go, 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 go.
Extraction complete. Pelican 1 beginning ascent.
People make the excuse of kernel anti-cheat not working and unknowingly excuse bad behavior. Yeah. Do you know how many game developers I've actually argued with on Mastodon and Blue Sky over the years? That I'm just like, look, I'm gonna die on this hill. Kernel level anti-cheat is a dumb idea and it's dangerous. And Microsoft is apparently trying to work on ways to close that gap that you'll no longer have access to kernel level anti-cheat, in part because of the CrowdStrike issues and everything. And here's the other thing. I will trust security software all day long, like CrowdStrike, infinitesimally more, despite the issues they have, than I will ever trust a video game with it. Play CS2, it has zero protection from hackers. I love being shafted. All right.
You secured a lot of samples. Well done.
Let's continue on. No one in their right mind expects Vac to do anything. Yeah.
Select an operation, Helldiver.
Raise the Earth flag as an unassailable. Locate and destroy terminated structures.
Initiating FTL jump to the Taric system. Jump complete. Mission coordinates locked. Hellpods Prime.
Let's at least get one last mission in before we call it a night. Let's probably go on this beach over here, land out over there, and then... people who don't play competitive shooters would honestly enjoy Linux more. Oh, absolutely. And even if there are competitive shooters, here's the thing. It should be optional to have a kernel level anti-cheat. Okay. You want to play with kernel level anti-cheat? You go with the other people that have it. You don't? Cool. You do it without. But there's so many bypasses these days.
Sending down equipment package. Sending down support weapon.
Eat shit and die, motherfuckers. We're here to spread democracy, baby. my Linux class right now. It's really easy. Yeah, I remember when I took my Linux class back in the day. The thing that kind of kills Linux for me is the stuff that the anti-cheat's like easy anti-cheat. Doesn't kill me. Even if I was playing on Windows, I would never want to touch unethical software like that. It's dumb, it's a security issue. Pop OS. Kernel level anti-cheat has been hacked multiple times. I don't know what you're talking about. In fact, it's even been co-opted to be part of an attack chain so that it disables antivirus on victims. But the way I'm missing shots, there's no way I got an aimbot.
How'd you like to taste of freedom?
Please tell me I dropped. Hey! I knew I dropped a grenade.
Reinforcements have been launched.
Democracy has landed. That's called democracy.
Damn it. Don't Linux have kernels? Every operating system has a kernel.
Joining the fray.
God damn it. Will there ever be an unbeatable exploit and we will plummet into the Stone Age? No. Just like for every lock there is a key that then can be exploited, the same can be said about exploits. The problem is, people are doing some really unethical things, and they're already talking about really super invasive kernel-level anti-cheats that are even worse than, what we've seen so far. Need a battle buddy? Maybe, but... think I got it.
Democracy delivered. Deploying sentry. Sending down equipment package.
Get some! Get some!
Come here, Rover. Are you kidding me? Was this where I died?
Fire in the hole.
Sending down equipment package.
Is Kali a good Linux? It's not meant to be a daily driver. If you're going to install an ethical hacking distribution, just install Parrot OS on your bare metal.
No pain, no freedom.
God damn it. Hit hard learning Linux. What is your best?
Mission at 30 minutes remaining.
How'd you like a taste of freedom?
Buddy, I'm a scorned former Apple user. I'm calling a mortar up here.
Bag's empty.
We're almost there. We're almost there.
Freedom spreads yet further. Extract when ready.
Last reload.
Shit, they're tracking me.
Found something.
Got a medal. Yeah, I'm using Pop OS right now. It's pretty great for gaming. I've been using it for years. The NVIDIA drivers are installed out of the box, so you don't have to do any tweaks or anything to get it installed, and they do some quality checks before they actually package it in. Yeah, don't worry about Pegasus. Like, if you're actually getting targeted by Pegasus, you're on a serious government watch list. Like, enemy of the state type shit. Like, unless you're a big journalist that's actually gone up against politicians or stuff like that, don't worry about it. It's pretty funny to me how people always get worked up about the wrong things. Is Ubuntu or Pop OS deviant? I love that enemy of the state type shit. The first thing I hear joining the stream.
Sending down sentry. Deploying support weapon.
Say hello to democracy.
Extraction shuttle inbound.
I'm hearing bugs coming south.
You will never destroy our way of life.
T-minus 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Trooper! Mag's empty! For prosperity!
Shit.
Request approved. Reinforcements on the way.
Joining the fray.
ETA T-minus 20 seconds.
Come on, we're cutting it close here, boys.
ETA T-minus 10 seconds. Clear landing zone. This is Pelican 1. I have visual on the extraction zone. Pelican 1 landing sequence initiated. Watch where you're standing.
Eat shit and die, motherfuckers.
Extraction
We out, bitches.
Pelican 1 beginning ascent.
If I'm cybersec nerding in chat, no, that's fine.
Our way of life.
Would a regular Joe be worried about, even lose sleep about it? People are more scared of the unknown. That's why people freak out about the weirdest things when it comes to, a lot of the issues out there. And then they're okay with the weirdest things, too. Like, the things they're okay with are the things they shouldn't be okay with. Like, the amount of people I've had to, you know, be like, you're not... Like, that they're like, oh, I'm okay with the UK Online Safety Act. I have nothing to hide. And I'm like, really, you want government to invade your entire privacy, but, you know, exempt themselves from it? Or, you know, yeah, there's a lot of stupid stuff I've seen. You should see the comments on the video that I had about the EU chat control. There were a few people that was like, well, yeah, I'm okay with this. And then I responded to one dude saying, then share all of your private messages from every single platform. I'm sure you have no problem with that. Honestly, the average user just has to learn how to verify, checksum, and discover trusted sources. It's a little bit more than that, but yeah.
Mission accomplished, Helldiver. One small
A level 5 Liberator. Do I get a new thing? I don't get a new thing. EU's okay with it because they want to shut down Palestine support. No, they just want to shut down dissension, period, regardless of whatever you support. The problem is, people in power are afraid of their citizenry. And, look, this might be a controversial take here, all right? The U.S. has its problems. I will admit that, all right? I'm not going to deny the U.S. has its fair share of problems. All countries do. Various different problems. But here's the reality. Politicians are straight up scared in the U.S. of their citizenry, and that's how it should work. And as flawed as the Constitution may be, and the framers, and whatever you think about it, I think they were right with the Second Amendment and the reasoning behind it. Basically, the people should be scared. But when you have, like, the UK going over there saying... Like, the UK has the audacity to try to, like, say, 4chan, Kiwi Farms, even though you're in the US, and I don't agree with these companies, you need to obey with the Online Safety Act, even though you're in the USA and don't have any UK presence. There's a whole court case playing out now. You built your home server 2 days ago? Nice. Weapon experimentation. The Stalwart Stratagem is available to all Helldivers. Nice. But yeah, a government that isn't fearful of its people is a government that is going to take advantage of the people. Straight up.
A battleground.
I'm not some dude that, you know... I'm not a Republican, Democrat, conservative, whatever the hell you want. I'm just politically a nihilist, but I do get involved in politics, but I just despise politicians. And at the end of the day, they are just people that, are greedy and want power. I did not realize how late it is. So, with that being said, it's been a good little gameplay session here. This was more of a gaming on Linux stream here than it was, you know, a stream that was going into all the stories and everything. So, thank you all for joining me. I will probably be back on Sunday. We'll probably go a little bit earlier than my usual, like 6:30, 7:30 start time on the weekend. And Monday, I'll probably be on earlier as well because it's Labor Day. I don't have to work. So we might get to do those long, several-hour streams. Well, longer than the typical about 4 hours that I run. But, yeah, thank you all for joining me. Make sure, if you haven't already, I'm a cybersecurity engineer, but make sure if you haven't already, follow me on all my socials. I'm on Twitch, Kick, TikTok, YouTube, Blue Sky, Mastodon. Not Twitter, because F that place. But yeah, and then of course, don't forget to join the Discord and the Matrix server. And the links are all in the bio if you're over on the TikTok side of things. Thank you all for joining. If you're over on the Twitch side, stick around for the raid. Stay safe, everyone. I love all your faces. And happy hacking. I'll see you later. Be back Sunday. And don't forget, movie night, Discord. Movie night on the Discord, Saturday night. But I gotta go to bed. I gotta work tomorrow. Happy hacking.